A major move in a New Mexico courtroom will have a multi-million-dollar impact on our state's fight against the opioid epidemic.
Our state took up the fight against the businesses behind legal painkillers, and now it's paying off. Walgreens was the lone holdout in a lawsuit aimed at pharmacies in our state, accused by the state of fueling the opioid epidemic. Well, today, that legal fight ended.
They were flooding the market with opioids.
Dan Alberstone is leaving New Mexico a winner, but the cost has been great.
Families and communities across the state have been ravaged.
He represented the state of New Mexico in a 2-month bench trial against pharmacies initiated by former Attorney General Hector Balderas. The allegation? Pharmacies failed in their responsibility when it came to distributing opioids.
One of the misperceptions is the pharmacies are just filling prescriptions. As I articulated to the court, the pharmacies are the last line of defense.
Pharmacies one by one settled with the state, but Walgreens remained and went to trial. Alberstone says one New Mexico mom shared the story of her 15-year-old son in court.
Was a scholar athlete, doing really well in school, was a great athlete, got injured once or twice. I think it was playing football.
He was overprescribed opioids, fulfilled at pharmacies, and became addicted.
They kept putting this kid in rehab situations and halfway houses and rehab facilities. And at the end of the day, this 15-year-old committed suicide. That was a real life story.
But what about illegal opioids?
We've never seen this many street level fentanyl sellers. Never.
Alberstone says it's all connected.
As I argued to the judge, this is no different than designer purses, designer watches, where you have counterfeits. And then what happened was these cartels would come in, they would counterfeit the blues, the oxys, to make them look exactly with the same markings as an oxycodone.
Walgreens settled for $500 million, a record amount for the state from a single opioid defendant. The money will now go toward undoing the harm the opioid epidemic is causing here.
You may not be able to prevent the adult from doing what they're doing. But what you can do is you could, for the future of the state, put them back on a better path.
Walgreens did not admit to any wrongdoing. The other pharmacies, including CVS, Albertsons, Kroger, and Walmart, combined to settle for $274 million, bringing the total settlement money from pharmacies to $774 million. The AG's office says that money will be split between local and state governments over the next 15 years.